This video is going to show you how to pull expired listings. So first thing you want to do is come up here and go to searches and full search. Under the full search, you then are going to make sure that you have cleared everything out. I like to start every search with clearing that out just to make sure that I don't have something lingering in there. Then from here I'm going to come down and choose under the status to go to expireds. You're going to notice here that there's 17,717 expireds, and that's within the last year. So we obviously don't want that for the whole state of Utah in the last year. So what we're going to want to do is decide how far back are we wanting to go in searching for these expired listings. It may be that we want to pull up expireds just from yesterday, in which case what we would do is either scroll down, or these links here will take you to that part of the page. So this will just drop you to the bottom of the page if you click this sold date. So I'm down here now in this under the sold date, and you can see I can put in a bunch of different dates, but the one that I want to do is this expire date right here. So if I were looking for yesterday's expireds, it's Christmas Eve today, so I'm going to select on December 23rd, and then over here you can see it shows there's 37. Well, there may be a couple that have expired today, but if I change this to the 23rd here, you can see it drops it to 35. So if I was wanting just yesterday's expireds, that's how I would want to do it. So you can see that gives me 35, but that's the whole state again. So I probably don't want the whole state. Again, I can jump up to the top here clicking these links, or I can just scroll. So from location here, I can either put in coordinates that I want, or instead what I like to do is go to display map. From this display map, then I can decide here, well, where do I want to search? So let's just say that I had decided I wanted to do a search in the Sandy area. Then I could go in again back here under this location area and just put in the city right here of Sandy. Or I can come back to the display map and just say, okay, I think what I want to do is search basically just kind of in this vicinity here. So if I select the rectangle search and then just say, okay, I want to get in this area right here, you can see there was only one from yesterday. So one of the things that you may want to do is say, okay, this is kind of the area that I want to focus on. I don't want to be driving all over the valley. So I'm going to hide the map, and maybe I want to search for expireds for back maybe just 6 months. So again, I could either scroll down or click this link, takes me to the bottom, and let's just plug in here June till today. Well, you can see within that area now, if I go up here on this display map, there's 199 to choose from. That may be more what I want to do, and maybe what I decide to do is that on Mondays I'm going to work this area, Tuesdays I'll come work this area, Wednesdays over here, Thursdays over here, and Friday kind of the middle, or however you want to break it up. But you can see there's 199 if I go back 6 months. So from there, if I just hide the map, I could actually go through these properties now and just hit this view results. Now under the view results, it's brought up all 199. The next step that I would want to do is go through these properties to figure out how many of them are really expired versus have been relisted. So if I just do this select all, now you'll notice here it gives me this warning that to select all 199 is in all pages of the results there. So anyway, so from here that doesn't really matter, but let's just go through to this. So what I would want to do is go to this agent full report, and then from here if I click on the tax ID number, that's going to bring up all the information of that property. So you can see on this one, the other thing to point out is this. See how this MLS number is black and this one is blue? This one's a link, so I could go to this old MLS number, but the ones that are in black, you'll know that's the property that you are currently looking at. So you can see it shows as withdrawn unconditionally. Withdrawn unconditionally would be essentially the same thing as an expired. It just they've done it sooner than the actual expiration date is potentially what happened, although on this one what happened was it went withdrawn unconditionally September 14th, and then whenever it actually expired, it has now clicked over to be in an expired listing. So I would be fine to go ahead and knock on their door or call these people. But this, you can see, this property went from active to under contract a lot of different times during the time it was listed. So that would be one I would want to go knock on the door to see, let's figure out what's going on. Well, I can tell you already it's a short sale and it probably just couldn't get approved. So, but I potentially would want to keep that one in there because maybe home values have gone up enough that maybe it's not an expired now. The other thing on this one, with it being a short sale, is it also may have been a foreclosure, and I'm guessing it probably if it has been foreclosed, they haven't relisted yet, or it would have shown up there. So I'll leave that one in. Let's take this next one here. We click on the tax ID number. You can see on this one, just by at a glance, without even looking at anything over here, I can tell you the property's already been relisted. So we're going to want to get rid of this one because you can see it came off the market in June, but went back on in June and has now since sold. And it looks like they stayed with the same agent. So I'm going to get rid of that. Let's click remove here, and it says, are you sure? Yes. So now that one's gone out of our list. So let's take a look at this next one here. This one you can see was also relisted, and I didn't pay close enough attention to see if that's the same property or not, but it doesn't really matter because I don't want to see it anyway. So let's get rid of that one. This next one here again is a short sale, and looks like it was relisted and is now currently under contract is what you can see here. But again, I'm just glancing over here, and if they're below what I'm looking at is in blue, another link, you know that it's been relisted. I can just look over here to see what's happened. Again, you can see that one's under contract, so let's get rid of that one. Let's do one more here. So this one again here, again it's short sale. Let's take a look and see what's happened. That one has relisted again, and it's actually even already sold. So we'd want to get rid of that. And then actually, let me get out of some of these short sales. Let's scroll down here a ways. Just take a look at one of these other ones. So this one here is at 220. And you can see here that it has not been relisted, so this would be a good one to keep on. And again, we would just continue to go through these to get rid of the ones that have been relisted versus the ones that have not. From there then, what I could do is just print these out, and I could then start going and knocking on the doors of those expired listings. The other thing that I would recommend to do once you go out there and you knock on the door of this expired, let's say I went out and knocked on this expired's door. If they're home, great. If they're not, leave a card, write a brief note on it potentially, but maybe even just leave your card. But I would also say knock on the doors to both the right and the left of this house, and then across the street as well, since you're out there. The neighbors may tell you what's going on. They may know that, hey, they are thinking of selling and still needing to sell as well. So anyway, hopefully that gives you what you need in terms of finding expired listings. Again, you just want to determine the size of the area, how far back you want to search on those expireds. Too big of an area, you'll be driving around all day long, which you don't want to do. You want to use your time efficiently. Too small of an area, you may not get enough expired. So you'll just have to play around with it a little bit to decide kind of the size of the area and how far back you want to go.